Hey, what's up, freaky people? My name is Abby. My artist name is Aeropsia. This channel is where I share like my artsy fartsy things that I'm working on currently. It's been a while, I know. So I was taking an antidepressant and those just turned me into a walking corpse. So, yeah, there was like a month where I couldn't do anything. And then there's been like a couple months where I've been trying to get my life back together. Yeah, so you don't care, I don't care. But that's why it's been so long, just an explanation. That being said, I do have quite a few things to show you. So I'm gonna start with some knitting and sewing and paintings. So the first thing is not started yet because I can't start it yet, and that is, it's gonna be the Totally Tessellated socks, I think they're called. Andrea Mowry is doing her sock knit along, and normally I wouldn't want to join a knit along. I've never had the desire to do that, but someone had asked on her podcast if they could do shorties, and she said yes, of course. She also mentioned that the pattern uses sport weight yarn with the fingering and some mohair, and so I was like, oh, maybe I could actually finish that. And the pattern was pretty, so like, yeah, of course I wanted to knit it. It's a pretty sock. I also want to knit the tessellated sweater, cropped sweater, I don't know what it's called, but so I've purchased the pattern and printed it because I get like, prefer printed patterns. Don't like to read on my phone very much. The fingering weight yarn, so I'm doing it kind of backwards because she used like a sort of tonal sport weight yarn, and then it looked like a solid fingering weight. I'm going to use this variegated fingering weight that I have left over from Ian's socks. It is Passion Yarns, colorway 20, the one I love, 80% superwash merino, 10% cashmere, 10% nylon. Got this at YarnCon. So that's going to be my fingering. My sport weight, this is probably more like a DK, but it's like a really skinny DK, and I really don't care. So this is, not that one. Where'd it go? Here it is. This is Joe Sharp Mulberry Silk Georgette, 75% extra fine merino, 25% mulberry silk. I thought it was superwash. It's not, but that's okay. Doesn't really matter to me. The color is Peony, and it's very soft. It's very nice. I'm excited to use that. And then I have this Kidsilk. So this is Rowan Kidsilk Haze, 70% mohair, 30% silk. And I think I accidentally lost the color, but I think it was like Grace or something like that. It's just like a light pink. So I'm gonna use those three. I have never mosaic knitted before. I have never tried to do a knit along before. I have those 4 days off and I don't have like a whole lot of stuff to do. So fingers crossed, maybe it's possible that I might be able to finish. Oh yeah, so I got both of these at Yarnify here in downtown Chicago. It's my first time going there. The ladies were very nice. They had a pretty good selection. It's a really small store, so they don't have like a ton of stuff, but what they do have is nice. So trying new things. Next. So this is my first sock for myself. This is the Judy's Magic Cast On Toe German Short Row Heel Pick a Toe Pick a Heel series by Very Pink Knits, aka Stacey Perry. This is a really good vanilla sock pattern for me. And I cast it on knowing that I wasn't gonna finish it anytime soon. So it's just kind of hanging out, and like do a couple rows when I don't feel like doing anything else. This is This is Knit Pick Stroll, Fingering Weight Treasure, color 75% Superwash Merino and 25% nylon. So this is stretchier, I realized, than the sock that I knit in out of this, because that only has 10% nylon. And I don't want nylon in my socks. I don't want plastic anywhere in my wardrobe, but I am just learning and trying to figure things out. I had the thought after listening to Andrea Mowry's podcast of just using wool and silk blends fingerings for socks instead of nylon, which obviously like it wouldn't be as stretchy, so you would have to deal with that. But it would be a way to add strength to your sock without using plastic. And I do want to try the onion nettle sock yarn from Fairlight Fibers. They're out of stock right now, and I haven't ordered any yet because I'm not really like a super duper good sock knitter. And I also have some balls of palette because I wanted to see what would happen if I just knit regular sock out of just wool, 100% wool. So I'm experimenting. I'm trying to figure out exactly what the best solution is for me. Next up, we have this scarf that I've been knitting for Sharon. Re-knitting. It is about 2/3 of the way done. I just did ribbed bottom. This is a little Progress Keeper stitch marker that a very nice lady gave me the one time that I actually went to a knitting group, and then I never went again because I got COVID from them, and Ian got COVID, and yikes. That was annoying, but nothing to do with them. It happens, whatever. But yeah, so I've been working on this scarf forever. I had to re-knit it because the one that I knit for her was way too loose. So I ripped it all out, made a bunch of knots and tangles in my yarn balls, and I had to redo that. And so this has just been horrendous for me. I am so over it, you have no idea. And I have about, this is basically a whole ball. Oof, mohair's getting everywhere. It really does, doesn't it? So yeah, I've got quite a ways to go. I'm seeing her for New Year's, so it's got to be done by then, which means I have about a month or so to finish it. I'm gonna finish it. Just so over it. I don't want to do it. It's just I'm never gonna knit a DK weight garter stitch scarf like ever again. Because I think a scarf should be like fairly long. Like it should hit about at your belt loop, like both ends, whether you like fold it in half and then tie it around your neck, or if you like wrap it around your neck. So that's quite long. Yeah, it's like a tie. You want your tie to hit like around your belt. So it's almost done. It's almost done. I'm gonna get it done. I hate it. I love her. That is in Swish DK Weight Eggplant from Knit Picks, which is 100% fine Superwash Merino. Yeah, we're not gonna talk about that. We're just not gonna talk about any of that. It does not matter. Next. So this is the Campfire Cozy Shawl by Lisa DeFrusca? I'm not sure. It's a free pattern. You can find it on Ravelry. It's really well written. I do like it. It's casual. It's just going to be like kind of an around the house shawl. It's not super lacy. Has this garter stitch section, and then this big lace panel, and then you do another garter section, and then a stockinette section, and then you do like a 3x1 rib, I think, to finish it. And it ends up being like really long. It's huge. What does it say? It's 112-inch wingspan when it's finished. I am knitting it on smaller needles because the first time I knit it on the size 10s that she recommended, and it was way too loose, and that was partly me just like not tightening my gauge enough. But I figure, yeah, I'm just gonna go down a needle size and hopefully that'll fix the problem. I'm also using a different yarn this time because the last time I didn't like the grain color, it was too dark for this. So this time I'm using Lion Brand Fisherman's wool in the oatmeal color. And those come in like the big logs of yarn. They are super cheap, pretty rustic. Yeah. And yeah, I love this pattern. It's like so squishy. It's so nice. It just, yeah, it's good. It's good stuff. And then when you block it, it does soften up a little bit, so it's not quite as scratchy. And I also feel like this would be a good shawl for a man, if a man wanted a shawl. Some wear them. But yeah, it's not like an overly frilly shawl or anything. It's very casual. It's very not lacy. So I like it a lot. I'm really excited to be done with this one. This is like the year of re-knitting, I swear. Like everything I'm telling you about is stuff that I have knit and re-knit and knit again. And yeah, I have lots of things that I would like to be working on that are new and not re-knitting things, but it doesn't matter. It's new, it's a new hobby, it's a new skill. So there's bound to be hiccups in the beginning. Last, I have two finished objects. They are the same hat. These are both the soldier hat pattern. It's free on Ravelry. This I knit for Ian. Again, re-knit. I made it too tight, which I'm not happy about at all. It's probably a little bit warmer because it doesn't have like as many holes. Like it doesn't stretch out as much as this one and let in as much air. So it's got that going for it, but I also probably could have knit it a little bit longer so that it would fold over his ears a little bit better. So the reason that I like this hat pattern is because it's just like a standard 2x2 rib tube, and then I like the decreases because mine does have kind of a little nipple on it, but it's not supposed to. I'm just really bad at grafting. So, yeah. But I like it because when you put it on, it doesn't do like this unless you want it to. And I'm sure tons of people are gonna think that's the better look, and they're free to think that. They're wrong. It looks silly. There's like a little gnome. And you'll be like, well, you look like an uncircumcised penis, and I'll say, better get used to looking at uncircumcised penises, guys, because circumcision is a problem in the US. It is non-consensual genital mutilation of babies, and we need to stop doing that. It's barbaric, and there's no reason for it. I don't give a shit what you think the reason is. It's not a good reason. It's not a reason at all. So, anyway, you can look like an uncircumcised penis. That's fine. It's pink. Maybe it should be purple. The one that I made for myself, the pink one, is Wool of the Andes worsted weight Blossom Heather is the color. It's 100% superwash wool. Knit picks. The one for Ian is Wool of the Andes worsted weight Bramble Heather, 100% Peruvian Highland wool. For sewing, we have this vest, which is a navy cotton velveteen with cotton lawn lining. And these are silk embroidered stars. It's going to be embroidered all over. This is part of a suit, a 3-piece suit that I have had planned for years. And I finally decided I'm just going to bite the bullet and start the vest, because that's the easy part, that's the small part. That's the part that I've done before, because I've made this vest before. I will put the link for the video that I used to draft this vest pattern downstairs. I think it was Dawn Marie Couture, her channel. Anyway, I'm gonna put it down there. It's a great tutorial. She does like other pattern drafting videos. Very cool. So that's that. The pants are going to be this at some point, the 7881 in Vogue. And they're supposed to teach you couture techniques with this pattern. I've read through it probably a couple times, but I have not made a mock-up yet. It's probably not gonna happen anytime soon. It's just to let you know. I will not be embroidering these all over. That's too much embroidery. I hate embroidery, but I'll be embroidering them in some way, probably like on the pockets or something like that. Maybe around the pant leg. Something cute. And then I'm using Simplicity 1421 View. See? Up here. And it's the same thing. It's just it doesn't have the contrasting binding. That's the jacket. I made it once without making a mock-up, and I also gained a bunch of weight, and so I really haven't made it. So yeah, but again, eventually we'll see whenever that actually comes together. And again, for the jacket, probably not going to be embroidering the entirety of the piece. It'll probably be like, I don't know, something on the back or something. Yeah, and that's hand sewn. This dress that I'm showing you now is also hand sewn. Let me go back up. It's hard to see. It's very clueless. I found this pastel plaid, what's the word I'm looking for? Flannel on Mood Fabrics, and I had to have it. I did not know it was going to be so fluffy. This is technically the right side, but I'm making it the wrong side because the wrong side, you can see, is more saturated and it has more definition. So made the executive decision to do that. And I've just sewn down the back sides. That. So I will be doing like a lace-up back with this cotton twill. See how that works, because I don't feel like putting in a zipper. And it's got openings for pockets. These are the pockets. And this is the same material as the lining. I'm not going to show you the lining because whatever. It's not completely done. And yeah, so this is just a silk, China silk, pink blush color. I know I'm never like any good at remembering the brand or the color of any of the fabrics that I buy, but that's all right. So that dress is almost done. I have not worked on it in forever. It's not cold enough for me to wear it yet, so who cares? I'm using New Look 6509 View A. It's like a kind of jumper dress. I don't remember if pockets are part, yeah, pockets are part of the pattern. I'm pretty sure. I didn't add that. The straps are supposed to have buttons. I'm not going to do that. I'm just going to sew them on. I have made View B with the cutouts in the side for a summer dress, and that was super cute. and it fit really well. So I have high hopes for this dress and for this pattern. But it's been like a boiling fall here in Chicago. It hasn't like gotten below 50 degrees really for any serious length of time, so I haven't really been cold at all. I've been hot. So those are all of my craft things that I have, and then I have a few paintings to show you. So this painting is the bottom half of a diptych. I have not done the top half yet. It's just gonna be some kind of like swirly, smudgy clouds, and I have not decided on the title yet. Once I do the clouds, I guess I will have to decide on the title, and then I'll tell you what it is. Maybe I won't, I don't know. I always feel so nervous about telling people anything, I think, because then they just think that it's stupid. But anyway, yeah, that's her. I'll give you a little close-up. That's the face. Is it too bright? Is there anything that I can do about it? No. And she just kind of fades into the background, which I like a whole lot. And that's her hair. Okay. So I'll finish this one whenever I finish this one. Here is Judith slaying Holofernes. I did a little bit of work on the face since I last talked to you, but I only worked on it like very briefly, so it needs a lot. But this hand is actually really cool. It's hard to see, I'm sure, where you are, but yep. So, gotta work on that. That's where it is right now. We've talked about it already. This is my landfill. I don't know. I might do like some pastel on top of it. It's just kind of boring to me. I don't know. I mean, it looks fine, obviously. It's colors and whatever, but yeah, I don't know. It's just kind of boring. It's like whenever I make a painting and I just like do this very linear process, I just don't feel like it's any good. There wasn't like anything that I figured out. I figured out the clouds. I feel like I sort of started figuring out how to paint clouds, which I've always wanted to do and I've always been really bad at. So yeah, it's a landfill. It's pretty colors, whatever. Then we have this guy. This is, again, basically just colors. And then I'm gonna put like some pastel strokes on it. And this is just going in my living room. I just needed like something in the right color palette because we moved the painting. So we needed something else in that color scheme to like balance things out. So that's all this is. It's almost done. You would think I would have done the pastel part because that's like, I don't know. Seems like the easy part. It all seems really easy, but for whatever reason, nothing's been easy lately. Yeah. And then over here, I'm not even gonna bother showing it to you because it's that bad. I tried to paint the flag. It's the only painting I tried to make while I was taking the antidepressants, and it did not turn out. Not happy with it at all, so it's getting put away until I like actually feel like working on it. Don't know when that'll be. I have not painted like at all in months, which is really frustrating because I was like painting pretty regularly for a while. So I have to get myself back to that point, which I guess brings up my closing thoughts. So yeah, I saw that I had one like, I think, and one comment on one of my videos, which was super exciting. They're probably both bots, but that's okay. Bots are people too. There is no such thing as artificial intelligence. If you're intelligent, you're intelligent. So, and I'm not saying that those bots are intelligent, like not in the way that we think about it, but eventually you're gonna run into something that's intelligent, or we're never going to do that because we'll realize that, like, oh, people are pretty awful. And my neighbors are being loud. Anyway, so the whole thing, the whole reason that I brought that up was to say that if I get 1 subscriber, then I will make a video of like my yarn stash or my fabric stash, or I'll do like a studio tour, or I can do like a creativity routine, my personal routine for like maintaining that like creative oomph even in like everyday life when you have a job and you have like all these other expectations, because we've all seen like plenty of videos. I think about the creative process for people who like do creative things as their job, which is fine, and similar, I'm sure, in many ways, in most ways, to what I do. But the fact remains that like those people, it is their job, so they're not working around a job to do something that is essentially another job. So yeah, anyway, whatever. That's something that I've had a hard time figuring out, and like not only figuring out, but mostly just executing, because I'm not like a routine oriented person at all. Routines are really difficult for me to maintain. But there's a series of things that helps me get into a mood and stay in a mood so that I can make things more consistently. So yeah, I'll do one of those things if I get a subscriber. That's all I was trying to say. Just one. One would be good enough. So yeah, I'll see you next time.